In addition to the classic torn bite, the emotions and tears are the highest peak of this movie, making other zombie movies hard to top. Opening the movie at a disinfectant-controlled station in Cheonan, the staff said in front of the biological preparation company that was being inspected, the driver complained about the work that was in need of delivery and then returning. Whoever was driving just went off the road because he did not look and killed a deer. In Vietnam like this, without bringing a slightly wasted meat? But suddenly, instead of the deer, after dying, it slowly stood up, with white eyes without any vitality. The male lead Sok-woo is the director of the biological preparation factory. After realizing the harmful effects of his company's preparations, he decided to sell all the shares of the company. Although the male lead is a wealthy director, he divorced his wife and lived with his daughter. His biggest problem is because he is too busy to talk to her. Tomorrow is her birthday, so he bought a big gift for his daughter, but she was not happy at all. Soo-an said that she just wants to go to Busan tomorrow to meet her mother. The next day, the father and daughter immediately depart for the train. On the train, there is a group of students going to practice. A handsome guy for women to use for this taste. The father and daughter also boarded the train. Just when the guard turned away, there was a stranger running up. This person was attacked by the zombie earlier. The train left the station, which is also the time when the station begins to have a problem. In the toilet, there is a beggar. He trembled, saying that everyone would die. Soo-an was sad, but every toilet was busy, so she had to go to the next car. The male lead woke up and did not see his girl, starting to look. The bitten girl had started to go out and fell to the ground. The flight attendant immediately reported that there was an incident in car 11, but there was still no one to go to help her. Unexpectedly, the other victim had stopped moving and woke up. White eyes are like a wild dog. At this time, Soo-an went to the toilet. The flight attendant was bitten by the girl on her neck. Right in that place, students go to practice. The bitten flight attendant also quickly infected the disease, starting a chaotic scene. Meanwhile, this male lead has not found his child. After cleaning up, everyone saw the blood. The epidemic has started to spread to the next car. The male lead witnessed this fierce bite. A few seconds later, the victim also became one of them. Hurry back to the baby to run away in the car. The zombies began to frantically run like Ronaldo. But the door did not close. There was no way to prevent them. Another next car has been breached. The pregnant couple saw the ghost and were terrified. While the father and daughter were still in danger, the door was closed. Luckily, he opened the door to escape. But Dong-sok saw that he was crazy, so he exposed him and then closed the door. He asked his wife to run away so that he could stay and block the way. The male lead also carried the child to his car now. Listen to the director? He pulled the door to ignore those two. But Soo-an said to save the two of them. So the new father opened the door to help the two of them escape in the final moment. But the door between the cars has no pin. The male lead said they would not know how to open it. They attacked just because they saw us. The pregnant woman quickly ran out of ideas and then used the glass notice. So the zombie also stopped at that time. So the train only has a few cars near the cockpit. The male lead called to ask the mother's situation. Half of the story, his mother seemed to be in distress. It was really a big shock. The train was also starting to the station at the time, but the train conductor did not stop. The outside is really a horrific tragedy. The train could only continue moving forward, because it is not known where is a safe destination. But the government is still vague at this time, only thinks that these are people's riots. It should be reported that do not believe the rumors about the zombie pandemic. Base must believe in the government. It will solve it. Everyone continued to move forward. Due to the end of the seat, Soo-an gave up the seat to the old man. But the father scolded her back, said that in this situation, take care of yourself first. The baby said that the old lady had leg pain. At this moment, the train's notice will stop. At the next station, there will be a military there. The male lead doubted it, so he went to the end to call and ask. The other end reported that there would be isolation. He crushed this person not to let the father and daughter pass. In it, the opponent appointed to go to the eastern square. But when they arrived at the station, there was no one. The door also automatically opened. The director and everyone innocently stepped down without knowing the tragedy was just beginning, like a prelude. The director now ran up and asked the train conductor where the army was. It turned out that this director knew confidential news. This city has been isolated from another province. Only Busan is still open. He told the train conductor to drive the train away, but the train conductor refused, saying that it was necessary to save all those who were still alive. At this time, people had entered the station's living area. The scene is strangely quiet. The male lead began to go separately to the point of the system. The beggar heard the phone and also asked to follow. Soo-an knows what to say. Let's tell everyone too. But the father stopped her. Father always thinks of himself. That's why mom left there. While Dong contacted, bloody shields, also suspected something was not good. The male lead now also saw his friend in front of him and left the child so that his father would meet people. The group of people now met the army, but they had turned into zombies. Ma Dong-suk shook his wife, telling her to hold on and go the opposite direction, while the student team also runs in chaos with the train conductor. The more panic, the more zombies attacked. The male lead approached to realize his friend was infected. Zombie now also crazy. Turning to the little Soo-an, she is about to be bitten. At the right time, Ma Dong-suk contacted promptly. The pregnant woman also promptly led the baby to escape, while the male lead Sok-woo is being attacked violently. Luckily, he stuffed the book in the mouth of the zombie. On this side, the group of students closed the door. The male lead was also saved by the beggar. As a result, they escaped before another cruel army zombie. Because of saving Sok-woo, the door could not be kept closed. One side of the people kept pushing each other. Nobody gave anyone a little. The people who ran out quickly opened the door. Not looking at anything, he was bitten to death. On the other hand, the train conductor also returned. The group of people also quickly moved to the leading cars. Unexpectedly, the other zombies flooded from the second floor, falling along the roof. Start chasing the last people. The pregnant woman hurriedly helped the elderly and the child flee. Timely helped the two, and he made it to the car. The director hurriedly ordered. The student said her friend was still outside. Because of fear, the staff agreed with the director to leave on the train. On this side, 5 people are still blocking the station door, until finally it could be closed. But the glass door could not stand it. Now whoever runs fast, he lives. The train is also moving. 2 students were at the forefront to get eaten. Now only 3 people try to run to the car. The 2 were lucky first, but crowded, the number is much smaller. Running after the train has to fight. But it is true that heaven does not betray people. He finally returned to the train and succeeded. Because of the run, the train driver called the switchboard to ask for the way to Busan. The second sister was about to call when he was handsome. It turned out that the glass door blocked between the cars that were broken by them. Now they come back, we will die. The pregnant woman and 3 people gently moved to avoid them hearing. But what she did not expect was behind. All 4 had to escape in the entrenched toilet. But the other zombies are increasingly crowded. The car on the top is car 15, where people gather the most. Only the male lead and pregnant woman were separated. Baby Soo-an took the phone to call to relief. Being 13 colors to rescue? But the connection between the cars is dozens of zombies blocking the way. And the car of 3 new people is car number 9. The student started to take the tape wrapped on his hand. The tough guy will take responsibility to lead the road. The male lead protects behind, and the student will go in the middle. 3 people go forward, and the war was also started. But it is not as simple as they think. Although they are dead, they are as fast as humans. If not, the tough guy is afraid that it is difficult to live. All 3 coordinated and were extremely accurate, because only a small mistake will lose your life immediately. They quickly reached car number 10, but to car 11 is the zombies. Students who play chain really do not know what to do. Stop it out to me. Ma Dong-suk and the male lead moved forward to fight first, but unexpectedly, zombies ate noodles, and were really strong. Has forced 2 people into an endangered situation. The other student is still not brave enough to accept this is true. Suddenly, the train went into the tunnel, causing the zombies to suddenly stop attacking. It seems that they only attack what makes noise. Sok-woo tried on the freight train. That attracted them. Thus, success to car 12. All three rest for a while because this next car is too crowded. The male lead thinks of something to do with the phone. At this moment, the train again enters the tunnel. All three list closer to them. Turns out, throw the phone away and play the game. Delicious? Attracts all zombies. Successfully approaches, 3 people still safe in it. Seeing me is my dad. By the end of the tunnel, all 3 temporarily reside in the partition. According to Google Map, the upcoming tunnel is about 2 minutes away. And there's another tunnel 3 minutes away. I fish? Are you never talking to my children? When they were young, they would not understand how hard he had to make money. We will always be blamed. Who told us what to do? All 3 smirked, a motivation to prepare. The student received the message from the outside to prepare for the door. Young-guk was happy to tell everyone that his friend was coming here. But the director immediately objected. He was selfish, saying that the other people crossed the zombie area. It is most likely they are infected. Can't let those people hear. All people here seem to be silent and agree. Basically, those people are not relatives, while they were the ones who had blocked the door to help the whole group escape death. At this time, the train also entered the darkness. The group of people started slowly. They are too crowded to block the whole road. What to do now? So the whole group slowly cow in the luggage compartment above. The male lead squeezed a bag back to attract the other zombies and then went down quickly. But it seems that the beggar is at the end. She wanted to move forward, but her father stopped. Now the male lead has changed. Brave to save this person. Unfortunately, the end of the dark tunnel. The 2 of them had to temporarily hide, while the other zombies kept groping. Now that I can play for life? The 2 decided to count to 3 and then ran. But he was small and he trampled on the cans. Hurry up and run. Ma Donsok was responsible for closing the road. Unexpectedly, the head of a child was clamped again. The situation was very endangered. But the upper side definitely did not open the door. It turned out that this side was forced to hold the door. Who stood out to direct was the wealthy director. The student's call was also crushed. It is true that the people took the resentment of grace, mercilessly killing the person who saved him. There was no more way. Sok-woo held a stick to support the fat guy. Try every way to close this door first. He shouted to the other people who did not open, then broke the door. While this side is about to bear it, Ma Donsok used his hand and clung to the door and was bitten by one, but still braces himself for a long time. On this side, the student is also about to break. The director felt so rushed to close the next door. The student's arm is stuck, determined to block the last way of life. There were also some more people to force the other group to die. The pregnant woman realized that the benefactor had saved her life. Hurry to pull the other people out, but too weak. It is true that this scene knows how scary human heart is. She only cried, and the director was more fierce. While this door was forced to the point where it was about to break, she loved her husband, crying because she was about to lose him. Ma Donsok told the male lead to take his pregnant wife away, and he would stay to block the way. Take care of her for me. Go, please. I'm sorry. So Sok-woo takes her pregnant. Just then, 2 glass doors were broken. Ma Donsok used all his last strength to sweep the way to block the zombies and stay. On this side, the male lead also struggled to stress. One side fighting for herself, and one side is trying to save others. Ma Donsok turned into a zombie, but the will has not yet fallen, still trying to resist to the last second. By the time he dumped it, this side opened the door. The old beggar is not able to run. When the door is finished, then Sok-woo calls the director's name. Why try to kill us when we can be saved? Yeon-suk dangerously shouted that this guy was infected. The purpose for the others to try to kill him. Kill them. Of course, these cowardly people dare to move. The director thinks of instigating people, forcing some people to go out to the vestibule ahead. All shouted and disappeared away. Once the dog has bitten in the herd, don't ask why. The student, often you should join the group. The people had to leave in the tortoise, of these people. Sometimes human heart is even more scary than zombies. The group of people was taken to the upper compartment separately. Then this compartment also carefully tied the door. The director now felt reassured. But the old lady felt hate for the evil people. She cried for the good people who had to sacrifice for these dead dogs. So she slowly moved to the door in the surprise of the director. Evil, the evil. Good people sacrifice to save people, and bad people die because of being too selfish. The whole group looked at each other, not knowing what the next variable would be like. But they never appreciate each other like this. At this time, the male lead called his company that had caused everything. The cause was the company's mutant virus distributed to the market. He was dazed and really shocked. Did not think that breeding mutated to make a profit, but had such unpredictable consequences. He cried for himself killing so many people. At this moment, the train had to brake hard, because there is evidence of objects on the road. The train conductor informed everyone to wait for him to find another train on another line, waiting for everyone to go. Turns out the director and ticket controller still get into the toilet. The train driver immediately moved to the next train. But here it is also hot, so they have to move away. Group of 6? Male leads did not want to wait, so they left the train to search by themselves. The train driver also went to the operating room. Gently get another train and then go. The pregnant woman came out, then pushed him the network to escape. But he was so stupid and did not close the door, so the zombie flood would come out. On this side, the student has found a train. Suddenly, a train rushed to hit this tank. Just change to the car safely. Calculated to smash the door to another car. The director came to the back to throw the girl as a network. The student hurriedly pushed Zombie to save his lover. But everything was too late. It was so painful for a bite. He also let her bite himself for the beautiful predestined relationship. The director's name quickly escaped. The 3 of them were trapped on the train, next to dozens of zombies preparing to break the glass. The director was running for his life suddenly. He drove down to save him and was pulled back to block zombies. Causes him to be bitten by zombie to death before his eyes. Telling my cheeks, so it is difficult to find a second person. The male lead found a hole, no drama, pulled 3 people out. The iron bar fell back. Inside, the zombie broke the glass. The beggar took his body to block the way to save the pregnant woman. Despite the ugly appearance, the beautiful soul is not equal. The male lead removed the iron bar to save the 3 people away, and ran away. Behind is the dozens of zombies close to chase. Heaven is just a little more away. The male lead carried the child with all his strength to bring 2 people onto the train. Unexpectedly, there was still a child. Then another zombie also clung. This rate will not make the train stop. As expected, the load was too large, making the wheel catch fire. The male lead had to go behind to kick the other zombies. Unexpectedly, they were so aggressive. He took all his strength to kick and kick like swatting mosquitoes. Finally, cut the whole crowd. It is true that a thrill to the soul. He slowly advanced forward. Unexpectedly, the director turned into a zombie. He hurriedly closed the door. Suddenly, he knew how to open the door again. It turned out that he was still a bit conscious, but he suddenly realized he was infected. Perhaps before he died, he tried to kill these 3 people to stand it. He rushed to attack frantically. Falling down, the male lead fell down, then turned to attack the child. The male lead pulled him back. He was crushed on him. The 2 assistants see the endangered situation should come to the rescue. It was also about to be bitten. The male lead quickly covered his mouth to save her out. Also bitten by him to sacrifice to save the child and the woman. He took the chain into his body and threw the other director. The male lead knows he is no longer himself. Hurry to guide people how to break the train when arriving at the station. Tell girls the last words. Suan, listen to his father. You must always follow her, no? Then he definitely went out to close the door. He is the one who causes everything. Now he tried his best, the mistake of turning into a zombie, still smiling. On the lips, then slowly falls, to ensure safety for children and woman. The train was gone for a while, the front was blocked. The 2 had to stop to leave the train. This is the border adjacent to Busan province. But see, the pregnant woman is about to give birth. The 2 of them kept on the tunnel. Just to the other side will escape. Snipers have also been waiting. If it is zombies, it will immediately shoot down. But the gate is like a real zombie, so the sniper decides to shoot. While preparing to squeeze, a soldier suddenly stopped because he heard her sinking. The movie is temporarily over here. See you in the next section. Continue the story in part 1 while Cheonan province was invaded by zombie. The male lead family is still in the car to find a way out of this place. Going on the road, some people wanted to ride the car. But seeing his bloody wound made the male lead Sakwoo frozen, awkward. He had to fight between the danger of his sister's family and honesty. In the end, he chose the safety of the family. The virus quickly spreads to the whole country. The nearest safe place can only be Jeju Island or leave the country by sea. In the meantime, the male lead has brought his sister's family to the train. A giant ship that accommodates tens of thousands of people began to set sail. Sitting with his sister and grandchild, the subordinates came to report that the ship is turning to Hong Kong, so he had to ask his superiors. At this time, a young man seems to be bitten, but did not declare. If this is crowded with each other, it must be known. The boy picked up the ball, also discovered the young man. The whole room began to run chaotic. While the male lead was going to ask, hearing the information that the residential immediately turned back. Here, everyone ran away. Only the blood streaks on the wall. Her room and granddaughter are all newly infected. The boy was now bitten. Only her sister is hugging her. The emergency situation must move immediately. If not, it would not be time to lose. But the mother loved her child, hugging the child tightly. Until his brother-in-law came back, it was too late. The mother would rather die nor abandon her child. Because of this disease, no country accepts Korean refugees. Time has passed quickly for 4 years. The scene was also transferred to Hong Kong, where the male lead was living in asylum. The old army commander was now a famous tiger, Han, wants him and everyone to return to Korea to earn gold. Because the zombies occupy the whole country, the gold coins no one touched. No different than a huge treasure. Actually, the group of the Big Brother had already transferred $20 million into the truck, but was lost half when the bridge collapsed. If survived, each person will be divided $2.5 million. Being in a difficult situation, there is a chance to change her life, so brother-in-law is very hard. The male lead was so spicy, immediately on the train. On the ship of this gangster group is fully equipped with guns. But they will only anchor and wait for 4 people to come back after exactly 3 days. 4 people started the journey to death. They don't know that what is waiting for them is a horrific tragedy. At night, zombies were blind and only heard the sound, so all actions had to be gentle, and must get rid of it before it is morning. 4 people quickly take the car to move quickly. Very quickly went deep inside until the truck seemed nearby. The male lead moves forward? Not. At this moment, the moon protruded to reveal thousands of zombies next to them. The group of people continued to search for the car. This time, the group and the river were unexpectedly considered that there were people who followed them. It is true, this truck and the money is also standard. When he was easy to pull the old driver out, surprisingly, he woke up and made him frantically pressing. Come to see the newspaper printed the whole neighborhood. The male lead shot him to death with a huge gunfire. As expected, the nearby zombies came like crazy. The male lead stood and blocked the way for everyone to withdraw. Shoot all this series. The next series is even more crowded. He quickly shot a car for a siren to attract this zombie flood. Unfortunately, he took the car right away, so killed the attack. Unexpectedly, they evolved so fast. Even in this country, there is only a way for runaway quickly. Finally got up the car and escaped. But these people think that the game is so easy. Someone shot the flares from the back to block the way. The convoy stopped them even more. Light and noise attracted the zombies overflowing. 2 bikes fluttering the accelerator. But due to the crashing too much, the car lost control. The truck therefore caused a horrific accident. The male lead was shot away tens of meters away. His teammate was bitten. Something shot the flares to the sky so that zombies saw them. But the water is still stamped. He took out the gun to fight with fragile hope. The brother-in-law quickly hung in the trunk of the car to close. In the meantime, the male lead shot all the bullets. The situation is very dangerous. The other side is hundreds of white teeth. At the right time, a car rushed to rescue. It was a very brave girl. The driver's driving skills are also great. Besides, another child. The male lead was scared and was not complete, but the children were awake. It is not easy to watch living here. Next, still the classic reckless drivers branded in the time of shipping, now has been recreated in the form of a little girl. Quickly escaped this zombie. Unfortunately, our male lead fainted. There was another bunch of zombies in front. The little girl took out a car, private driving them to attract the living. Finally, almost all of them. There are some girls in front of them. The brother-in-law is still trapped inside. A light-mounted car and music moved to the zombie. Let the other 3 cars go to the truck. It turned out that a bunch of deserted troops lived. It turned out that the truck was still there. But the cruel brother constantly banged his head. Also took a big burning bar to finish. After all, drive the truck to leave. On this side, the male lead awakened. It was an old man and 2 young nieces saved him. There is also a young mother. It turned out that it was the mother he abandoned that year. And the other gang was a 631 team for robbery. At night, go out to act to earn food and come back before it is morning. Unfortunately, this big brother did not know about the trunk of money, but only discovered the brother-in-law in it. He immediately ordered his juniors to bring in the arena close to life. Only young people discovered it was a lot of money. Then came to meet another big brother, Captain So. He reported that there was no food in the truck, but there was a mountain of dollars. The male lead also tells everything to the young mother. Unfortunately, the satellite phone to call the group on the ship is still on the truck, and Captain So saw this phone. The brother-in-law was brought out by the other floods. They threw him in the trunk of the car with so many people. Next is to chase this group of people to fight outside. Outside, the audience is dancing. Captain So turned on the phone and heard the team talking. The other end negotiated that, bringing money to the ship to get out to escape from Korea. Hearing that, he immediately agreed. Escape from this hell, no one wants. Returning inside the arena, they started to release the floods of zombies to attack the others. Let the betting outside see how many people will be alive. Although outside they are humans, but actually their humanity has been eaten by zombies. The victims were quickly attacked. Finally, the 2 minutes ended. A person attracted the zombies away. Let the other group run into the house inside. After this, the food is thrown like throwing to dogs. The mother now also planned. If they robbed the port, they could escape this miserable country. Here, if I encountered Bandit 631, I lived without death. Captain So wants to go in the dark. Moreover, it is necessary to escape from the eyes of the Hong Kong. So he decided to be something that caused this barracks to collapse. In this time, the group of the male lead and the mother had prepared the weapon. 5 people started boarding. He stayed in the car to take care of 2 children, and 2 people began to enter the rebel barracks. The male lead quickly defeated a person who had just discovered. The target truck is close right before the eyes. Captain Seo announced that he wouldn't play for 2 minutes today. That will play for the whole night. Enjoy as your last day. Captain Huang listened to it and also seemed doubtful. So he returned to the captain's private room. Hide me something, right? What happened? Just when his brother crippled? The captain pulled the gun behind. Big brother Huang seemed to understand the problem, so he pretended to withdraw. Outside, the zombie is also silently flowing back to the barracks. No one noticed. Inside, the 2 people have already got the car. The lame young man was immediately controlled. He claimed that the big brother's satellite phone was holding. The male lead washed gold right away. Unexpectedly, when Captain Seo stepped out, he pulled out a gun on the girl. The girl immediately drove away. The more crowded gun, inside, the guard must also open fire. The loud bangs began to excitement of the powerful zombie. While the male lead came to the arena to save his brother-in-law, quickly shot a lot of zombies, shot a smoke bullet to easily run away, added a flares to another side for zombie bait. Zombie began to overflow to bite the rebel car. 2 people running and fighting. On one side, zombies. On one side are enemy troops that make the difficulty increased several times. Dozens of guys are preparing to attack. The brother-in-law risked his life to take out the guns. Bullets constantly killing many people. Unexpectedly, Huang has been sneaking. The brother-in-law took his body to block his brother again. Death and the arms still gripped the male shirt. Another person sacrificed. The more frantic gun rushed out to kill all the sulking. But behind Huang was about to shoot. At this moment, the truck driver crashed from behind. Timely go to the rescue. The more gun, big brother Huang also boiled blood and rushed out of the car to chase. 2 people rushed out, but because the zombie was too crowded, they were stopped. Just like that, they try to climb up. It seems that the 2 of them can hardly live. At the right time, her daughter also promptly rescued. Turn on the light to attract zombies chasing. Then fired flares to an alley to distract. Successfully rescuing mother and gun, just finished, the flares shot again. A whole group of rebels chased from behind. They pinched the truck almost lost. The gentle daughter reduced her hair back to help her mother. Insert this guy flipped the horse-drawn carriage to the bone. Big brother Huang boiled blood, ordered to kill. The crowd was frantically shooting, while the girl's car was chased by a pervert. The wheel he has on the pointed point is extremely dangerous. But this guy's driving skills are not inferior at all. How can he follow? Finally, the sister turned on the lights to pull a bunch of zombies to block the way to lower him. And the mother now is also very tight, because Huang's name is close. Fortunately, a girl pinched his car to fall behind. He immediately ordered all the lights on. That means he wants to play to the wharf. Tens of thousands of zombies immediately rushed out like a student. This situation is probably hard to overcome. The male lead shot the lights, quickly lowered two while a man jumped to the pile of rocks. In the front, also a man clinging to the gun. The girl quickly brakes the car and flipped him up to lower this name. But it seems that there are still many cars behind. The girl crashed the car through zombies to form a long line. Make a few cars followed by flipping. But in front of it is the most miserable thing. The lights caused the zombies on the overpass to jump down like rain. Two-person trucks went faster than escaping, and the cars behind were also overturned. The male lead remembered the greenhouse just now. The broken glass caused zombies to pour down the road to stop the car of Huang, pushing him into 1,000 pounds hanging noodles. The more he shot, the more zombies came. It is worth a life for an inhuman person. The male lead called the ship that it would arrive in 15 minutes. But when he arrived at the pier, he had an accident. Lieutenant Seo summed up the oldest daughter. "If you don't put it down, I kill it." The two of them only had to follow. He wanted to hug the battle and leave. The sister now winked at her younger sister. The baby drove a toy car that made him labeled Huang for her sister to escape. But he turned to the gun again. The old man saw that and hugged me. The mother picked up the gun but could not keep up. The male lead shot. He ran into the truck again. So he left in the chili of the group. Then he smiled a sinister smile. This guy slowly moved straight on the train. The big brother also smiled and welcomed, and ended him with a series of bullets. Knowing dead, he still tried to set the throttle. The car kept back to the door. Zombie also flooded in to the killing of the soldiers. The old man's army was about to die. Everyone cried and said to each other the last words. Sorry for only helping them to come here. At this moment, there was a helicopter flying. Girls quickly spread the mourning. Promise me that you will ensure safety for the children. The mother will stay behind to kill the zombie. Although her leg was injured, she would try. I will sacrifice everything for you. As long as the children can live, no matter how difficult the mother will withstand, even if this life is equal to this life. She got in the car and pressed the whistle. The grain will die so that the rice is germinated. The three of them now went to the helicopter. The little girl pulled out the gun to force the staff to return to save her mother. The mother knows that it will be dangerous for everyone. Immediately took the gun out to prepare suicide. The male lead found that only this was not worthy of cars. He decided to rush to shoot to attract zombies alone. The mother heard gunfire as if they were happy, also decided to fight to the end. She took all her strength to break the estuary. Outside, the male lead also supported. Now he will stay to block the way. He cleverly opened two doors to block them, favorable for the mother towards the plane. Well, where is the male lead? Perhaps dead like other movies? Yes, not. He also came back. Now they will get to a more worth-living world. This is the end of the movie Train to Busan. If you like it, leave a like and subscribe so you don't miss my new videos. Thanks for watching and see you again in the next videos.